This is my final presentation. It is a tile generation on using the wave function collapse algorithm. So first off, let's talk about the tile editor. The tile editor is used to create the tiles for the procedural generation. We can load in tiles from this tile list. It will just bring it up. But let's say we want a new tile. So a new tile would generate a brand new tile for the user to use. And you can do selection and you can add more pieces to it. Let's say I want a sphere and I can edit that sphere and position. So let's say this is the scaling and this is the position. So let's say zero point 0.5 or something, or zero point 0.2. We can save that tile to a name. Let's call this sphere rock. Save to name. Cool. Awesome. And it automatically adds it to within our asset list. You can also add more pieces to the selection, which is in resources and pieces, which is shown here. You just drag it in here, it'll find it as a prefab, and it'll load it. What's next is sample map editor. Um, the sample map editor draws a sample map for the algorithm to use. So let's call this clearing map. So let's create it 5 by 5, right? And to edit tiles, you just toggle this on and we go to our tile list and we just fill in here and we can automatically start drawing. And let's use the sphere rock that we just made. Clicking on an existing tile would overwrite it to a new tile. Let's create ground tiles. You can erase things as well. Um, as far as difficulties making this, there was a lot of going back and forth, figure out how to get the position of where the mouse is, and it's using vector math, I believe. But yeah, there was a lot of errors where the further away I looked, it did not represent where it is the cursor is actually at. Let's add a few more trees and let's add a rock. Okay, so once we're done, we just hit finish, loads it in into a sample map. I already have some created. It's just um, data of what these elements are. And once that's done, we will create a generator. So called generator. You just put it in here, clearing, and let's say 10 by 10, and let's put a random seed. Boom. And then it will generate a 10 by 10 grid of what sample wave function using the wave function algorithm. This can be scaled up to 100 by 100. Um, originally the I planned to try to do it with Unreal, but there was a lot of issues with Unreal, so I had moved to Unity because the algorithm was mainly using C sharp functions, so I wasn't able to really copy that over to Unreal. But yeah, other difficulties that I encountered was especially with the tile editor. It was the initial bulk of figuring out how I would make a tile editor and have some form of a data. I originally planned with prefabs, but it was having a bunch of prefabs thrown around was a little too much, I would say, but saving it as just the asset path of the tile and just have it loaded in when necessary was a lot quicker, I think, personally. And there was a lot of issues like system.serializable. A lot of data was just gone in scriptable objects that I had to learn through the hard way when you hit play. But that's pretty much about it. But yeah, at 100 by 100. Um, I think in the future, I would like to make a 3D version or a better scaled one, as currently the tool itself is fairly simple, and I think the idea is also nice to have it simple because you're able to do a lot more with it. Um, yeah.